Let's talk some Micron real quick, though, because we can't omit a move as sizable as this is. It's trying to come back. It's quite volatile in the aftermarket here, now at $94, but it did drop as low as 85.5 roughly after closing at 104. Going to go through some of the numbers. Again, the expectations were not like enormous for this, but they did show enough weakness for the market to be disappointed. 8.709 on sales. Street was looking for 8.72, and the next quarter outlook for earnings was significantly below expectations. That's what stands out to me. Seems like margins were below expectations too, but EPS could get as high as $1.53 for next quarter, their fiscal second, Caroline, and Street was looking for like $1.92, so they're way off.
Yeah, and way off for revenue outlook as well. Q2 revenue, they're estimating between 7.7 and 8.1 billion. Street estimate was more like $9 billion. So second quarter outlook certainly falling flat. And then, as you said, top line miss. Earnings did beat for the trailing quarter. I do think that, they're touting that it was record first quarter revenue. Data center revenue grew over 40% sequentially, over 400% year over year. And data center revenue surpassed 50% of total revenue for the first time. But then they did say, while consumer-oriented markets are weaker in the near term, we anticipate a return to growth in the second half of our fiscal year. So not enough to appease investors who clearly, as you said, we're seeing a little bit of a bounce back, but still losses. And this is a name that actually fell going into the close, reversed earlier gains and lost. So. I think with that kind of outlook for the second quarter, it's certainly not impressing. And it was up about, 25-30% year to date, just barely outpacing the overall stocks. But, doesn't seem like this is enough to send this stock higher right now.
Yeah, not good enough. Just to when you don't have as big of, look, it is getting this like big revenue shift and turnaround higher in terms of the growth trajectory, but it also kind of looks like maybe it peaked out this quarter, essentially, KG, based on what I see. It's still going to grow like 50-40% top line, but this past quarter, these last two were huge. So it looks like maybe whatever AI impact there is might be baked in.
The CEO kind of told us that, all right? They're out pretty much booked out for, the rest of this year and next year. And the CEO never talked about any type of capacity increase in order to try to meet demand. It just seemed like that was kind of the totality of the conversation, unfortunately, here. And so if you're not going to be able to expand that type of business segment, which is going to be a high gross margin type of business there and high demand, if you're not going to increase it, where else are you going to find some, top line growth within your business? The existing segments from DRAM and NAND aren't really doing much. We're still seeing gluts there. So I feel like this is kind of a blunder on the CEO, honestly, when it came to their guidance. They tried to make mention that the next few years they're going to see growth, like kind of trying to pull a Broadcom type of, story out there, but they have to bring some really hardcore numbers, and they just did not provide a forecast out past 2026 that really signifies that they're going to really capture a lot of market share. So unfortunately, they capped themselves when it came to this growth for the AI space.
All right. Appreciate the analysis, guys. Like the read on the numbers. Helpful on Micron there, too. Great stuff. Caroline Woods, KG. Caroline, congrats on winning the Tesla debate yesterday, according to the YouTubers. I never win those.